The salesman's like, what up? What's your budget? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know nothing about mopeds. He said,
I got the one for you. Follow me.
ooh, it's too real. Chromed out mirror, I don't need a windshield. Banana seat, a canopy on two wheels. 800 cash, that's a hell of a deal.
March with me in the borough groves. Come with me in the slidey toes. And never ask us why. Come along now. Run away from the humdrum.
Terrifying prehistoric marine life. Part 2. It's called a Deestus. It's a 30-foot-long shark that swam throughout the Devonian period, and it had one row of teeth on the top and one row of teeth at the bottom, and it basically sliced its prey in half with giant razor-sharp scissors for a mouth. Awesome. Zephyctinus. It's a really terrifying prehistoric species of bony fish that can get between 15 and 20 feet long, and it's absolutely horrifying. It would chomp into anything it could possibly fit into its mouth. Basilosaurus, an absolutely terrifying extinct species of whale. So yeah, whales were fucking terrifying back then. They're certainly not as nice and squishy as we see them nowadays, and this was a very large odontocete that was more shaped like a sea serpent than a whale. Liplorodon, an extinct species of marine reptile that was absolutely terrifying and had an enormous head filled with razor-sharp, super long teeth to puncture and slice through its prey. This is not the megalodon. This is called the Jinsu shark. It was a little smaller than the megalodon, but still way larger than a great white shark. This thing was absolutely terrifying and cruised through the late Cretaceous waters, literally chomping into anything it could fit into its mouth.
The gang's all here.
If you value your life, you need to stop holding in your pee. The adult bladder can hold about 2 cups or half a litre of pee until you get the urge to go. Your body knows how much is there because the bladder wall is filled with tiny receptors, which send a message to your brain to give you the signal to go. If you decide to hold fire, the sphincter muscles tighten up and stop your urine leaking. But constantly holding in your pee stretches the bladder. This weakens the bladder muscles and the sphincter muscles, leading to incontinence or wet pants when you sneeze, cough, or laugh. It's no laughing matter. A more stretched bladder and weaker muscles means weaker nerve signals to the brain telling you it's time to go. This can result in the bladder overfilling, urinary retention. Urinary retention can stretch your bladder so much it can burst. If your bladder holds in too much pee, it can overflow, with the urine refluxing into the kidney causing infections and damage. Constantly holding in your pee causes the bacteria to build up, causing infections in your bladder and kidneys. Do yourself a favor and make it rain.
Okay, so I wanted to respond to this comment because this actually did happen. In 2014, a group of researchers tagged a 9-foot great white shark to study its movement. The tag washed up on a beach 4 months later, and its data showed a sharp rise in temperature along with a sudden 2,000-foot plunge. What this meant was that something ate the great white shark. This was a mystery for a long time in the scientific community. It was only after further studies of migration patterns that scientists found the answer. The body temperature of bigger migrating great white sharks was the same as the data in the tag. So was their estimated speed and trajectory. So the smaller great white shark was eaten by a larger cannibalistic great white shark. Follow me for more content like this.
Did you know that many ecologists and medical experts have proposed that we should actually run the mosquito species into extinction? Because they do not hold a valuable enough place in any of their ecosystems or the food chain.
They fucking suck!
Both lizards, frogs, and other insect-eating species do use them as part of their diet, but most likely what would happen if they were to go extinct is that flies and other species they eat on would fill in the gaps perfectly. And considering the level of disease and havoc they can wreak on so many species, including the human species,
they got malaria and shit, fuck that.
Their damage is far outweighs the benefits of having them. So we could, if we come together, have mosquito-free summers. If we just let those bitches die.
Fuck them!
We can make it happen.
Let them die!
One of the questions I'm asked a lot is, how do you memorize all of the content, or more specifically, how do you memorize all of the vocabulary there is in biology? Here's a big tip. Don't specifically memorize all of the vocabulary terms. Start to build the skill of breaking down words into their prefixes and suffixes. In my classroom, I have a wall where students can break down words using prefixes and suffixes, seen here. By using these prefixes and suffixes, you can build the skill of breaking down words. When you come across a word you don't know, just try to break it down instead of trying to memorize it.
Here she go, either a little
Sometimes you react faster than you know, and that's because you don't. For example, when you touch a hot pen, the sensory neurons in your finger will send a message to your spinal cord, which will then decide whether it should wait for your brain to react or move your hand away first. This is called the reflex arc, and it's the reason why you say ouch or feel pain after you've already experienced it.